It's Christmas Eve, guys. It's a doubleheader today. SZA, let's talk about it. How y'all doing? Welcome to Let's Talk About It Music Review Season 10, Part 2, the final week. This is the final week of this show. Guys, this has been a goddamn blast. I can't even lie. Welcome to the show, guys. We're dropping episodes. We're doing 2 episodes today, all right? Christmas Eve, we're doing a little bit of a doubleheader today. 2 SZA reviews, guys. 1 today at 12 p.m. when this drops, and 1 at night, guys. So, and of course, guys, there will be an episode on Christmas too. Welcome to the show, guys. How y'all doing? We got a good show for you because we got SZA. We've been talking about SZA all weekend, and now we're going to be talking about her all week because there's still some tracks that I want to review and check out. And this is one of the tracks here, guys. Kitchen. This is one of the tracks when I first listened to it, I said, oh, I have to review this. I have to review this because this is probably, in my opinion, one of the best tracks off this album. When we talk about vocal range, when we talk about vocal complexity, when we talk about any of those things in this track, guys, I think this track has it all, and I think, we're going to talk about it today, guys. Before we get into that, guys, if you're on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you get your podcast at, make sure you follow, turn on notifications, guys, and we're going to be dropping content all week, guys, and the Christmas special will be at the end of the week, on Thursday and Friday, a 2-parter, guys, so get ready for that. Now, let's talk about this song, guys. I just woke up, so pray for me. And now we got SZA, Kitchen. Let's talk about it, guys. And a couple of points I want to get off my chest. Starting off with number 1, let's talk about this beat. Now, look, this instrumental is a little bit different on this track. We have more of those guitars, more of those pianos. I love those bells. I love that kind of sample being used in this track. I think I like everything overall around this track. I think Kitchen just has such a good vibe to it. Kitchen just absolutely, shines in that production department. When you can have these things that, absolutely hit production-wise and absolutely go crazy, you're going to get results, guys, that just absolutely fucking hit. And this is one of those examples. But, the instrumental is not that much. Because when it kicks in, we get some bells. But, in my overall opinion, the production is kind of whatever. It's not the main focus, I think. And it's kind of like, I don't really care for it. I like the bells, but I also don't like how the bells kind of drown out the vocals too, which we're going to get into later. And now, my next point. Let's talk about that beginning verse. That beginning verse was pretty good. I like the vocals here. I like the overall flow. This is obviously like an inspiration type song type thing. We're kind of taking what we knew from the past and we're kind of making something new out of it. And I do enjoy that, and I think the beginning verse is overall pretty good in my overall opinion. I really like the vocals, and again, that vocal complexity, when you can have, to be able to drag out these vocals, to be able to, do all these damn things, I think just overall that beginning verse absolutely does hit. But we are going to get into a little bit of some negatives here. Now, look, I think the problem with this song, and my overall opinion too, is that I really love the hook. I like the vocals on the hook. I like the flow of the hook. What I don't like about the hook is that it kind of drowns out those bells on those samples. Kind of drown out those vocals on the hook, and it's kind of like, when I listen to it, I really do enjoy the hook. But I really can't hear what SZA's hearing. And that's kind of a problem, When those bells are drowning out the vocals so much where I can kind of barely hear what she's saying, I can overall get the vibe and I can get the melody of what we're going on here, if you were to sing along the song. But I think this is one of those examples where you're going to need the lyrics, like, fucking right on the dot, because the vocals are just kind of drowned out. I'm not saying SZA's not pronouncing these words or anything. I just think the mixing on the vocals just make it where I can't really hear SZA on the hook, which is kind of disappointing because this is overall a pretty good hook. And if the flow was overall pretty better, I think it would hit a lot more. But I think overall the hook just kind of drowns out, and that's kind of it. And I really wish that wasn't the case because I think this is one of the most, different tracks off the album. And this is probably one of my most standout tracks that I really enjoyed when I listened to. But, if I'm just going on the vibes, guys, the vibes are good. But if I'm actually, going to review this track, I will be honest with you guys. There's a point in the hook where it just feels like SZA, her vocals just completely drown out, and I can't even hear what she's saying. So that's definitely a problem. And then my issue with this song too, second verse, what happened? We had such a good start. We had a good verse, we had a good hook. But then that last verse just overall just didn't really add nothing to the track. It was also kind of the same flow and the same singing as the first verse, but just a little bit shorter. I wish there was just a little bit more to the song. Why is there no vocal switch-ups? Why is there no flow switch-ups? You could have easily switched up your flow on the second verse. Why do artists sometimes, put all their time into that beginning verse, that beginning hook, but then, the second half of the song just doesn't really hit. And that's what I'm kind of feeling with this second verse. It's okay, and it's just kind of like making me it's kind of just letting me sit there and just kind of wait for the hook. Again. And again, if I'm waiting for the hook again, what I really hate about the hook is that it has these fucking drowned out vocals that I just don't really enjoy that much, guys. And it kind of just overall makes it the issue of the song. But, I will say, despite all those things, I think overall, I like everything almost here. I really like that production. I really like the vocals, the vocal complexity of this whole track. The only things that I really didn't really mess with were, again, I will have to be honest with y'all. I didn't really mess with the hook that much because, again, the hook is just drowned out. I saw on Twitter that SZA was going to change some things with the mixing. And if she is going to change one thing, definitely fix the mixing on Kitchen, because Kitchen has some weird mixing problems in the hook where it's just the bells are just drowning out the hook and you can't hear what SZA's saying at all. And that second verse, I think, needs a lot of work. I think it needs an actual verse. I don't know why. Kind of feels like you just give up on the second verse and the second side of the hook, which a lot of artists do, and it's really fucking annoying. Alright, guys, that's my overall thoughts. I'm gonna give this song a 6 out of 10, guys. 6 out of 10. What'd y'all think about it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? I don't know. Let me know. Thank you so much for listening, guys. And come back tonight, guys. We're doing another SZA review. We're actually doing a track that's actually one of my favorite tracks off this album that I really want to talk about. So we're going to go do that one next, guys. I'll see y'all later. You have a good one. Bye.